Greetings, Traveler and Paimon.
Are you okay, Ganyu? You were nodding up.
I'm fine. Don't worry about me. Since last time, I've been in essence, someone rescued a drowning, but the tune was allegedly... Perhaps there was an adeptal pack. Either way, if this...
You really think so? But also, Paimon's really curious about how people from Fontaine... Ooh, like a crystal fly's wings? That would be pretty cool. Actually, Ganyu, if you had to save a drowning person, how would you go about it?
Huh? Me? Well, I'd get them to the once I was sure that they were going to be okay.
Got it. So...
No, it's not...
Well, what if this Adeptus in the store... She was probably thinking something like...
As far as I'm aware... if we set off now, you'll be able to confirm either way if it's her, and I can... I've been in Lea Harbor for so long now that I'm just not as familiar with the Adept.
Sounds great! And
I've prepared a gift for her to mark the festival. Cloud Retainer spends... Never mind. I Traveler, Paimon...
Seems like this is a tough decision for Ganyu, but Paimon gets why she'd be so anxious. Wait, did she leave him? Paimon's so tired from trying to keep up. Don't either of you need to take...
I can't believe it. Cloud Retainer is not here.
Huh? Did we miss her?
She doesn't like to travel, so in the past, it's always been the other Adepti who come to visit her during the festivals. True. Now that I think about it, Cloud Retainer would be quite capable of... Since she's not here, I guess the next step is to check...
Uh-oh. Will it involve a lot more... Got it! Paimon?
Please go on, Paimon.
Our goal here is to find the Adeptus that helped Dvorak. We can't hear any music right now, but if she's really as nice as the story suggests...
Yes, I think that's fair to...
So, all we have to do is get the Traveler to pretend to... You know perfectly well that Paimon can't swim. Paimon would... Just trust Paimon! The water's pretty deep over there. Help! Help! Someone's drowning! If only there was a kind-hearted Adeptus here to save us! Oh no! Whatever will a Paimon do?
What is going on?
How do you feel right now? Shenhe!
Why don't you say something? Okay, fine. Paimon will We're looking for an Adeptus who's good at being alive, but if the Adepti aren't gonna stay home, then how are we supposed to find them?
It wasn't me.
Yeah, so this Adeptus? most likely a woman.
And I am not an Adeptus, as you both already know, Traveler and Paimon.
Okay, no way Paimon would have suggested this idea if she'd known how awkward this.
Glad you're okay. As far as I know, the one you seek is no Yaksha. Your actions here caused others a great deal of...
As ever, the conqueror of demons comes and goes. Right. How's your training going, Shenhe? Have you... I had planned to spend the festival with... Oh, speaking of Cloud Retainer... Earlier this morning, she set off for Mount Hu. I noticed she was using an Adeptus art of some kind to protect a mechanism. So we just missed her. Please excuse me for a moment. I think I'll leave the gift in her abode. Sure. Thank you.
It sounds like Ganyu and Shenhe have gotten a lot closer.
Yes. During the summer and winter, Ganyu arranged accommodations for me in the city, and also recommended several... But when I try to blend in by referring to her as Miss Ganyu or Lady Ganyu, like the others... Sometimes I'm supposed to copy other people. Sometimes I'm not. Oh, is that what it is? So, you came looking for Master today because...
Yep. Oh, speaking of that, have you ever...
Music? Okay, I'm done. I also left her a note so that she knows where to find us. We won't miss her again.
Yay!
We were just talking about this thing called music.
Oh...
This is the place. I enjoy training here to the sound of music. The faint sound of birdsong, the quiet murmur of the streams.
Oh... okay, fine. It's all Paimon's fault. What we're looking for are not the...
Oh. And a melody is? Huh?
Hey, why don't you just sing that one melody Shen has heard before? It'll probably help her to...
Oh, was that from the opera that you...
That was a melody, and melodies can be called music.
It felt like I was transported back to the past. In my mind's eye, I could see the Zhao lanterns lighting up the night sky again. We're all there, raising our glasses and drinking to our heart's content on the Jade Chamber. As I watched Yunjin's performance, I felt a warm sensation in my heart. And as the drink reached my stomach, it went when you hummed that melody just now. Feelings from a whole year ago came right back to me, as strong as they were. So that's the power of music.
Wow, Shenhe. That was so... Music definitely has the power to bring up memories. It's like a time capsule. What about you, Ganyu? Are there any melodies that have left a deep impression on you?
I don't remember if my parents ever sang any lullabies to me. I know some local folk songs, And a few other things come to mind too. The songs of the sailors down at the docks. Yes, that's right. In the past, whenever I heard the sound of those tunes, I always felt that they were worlds apart from me. Nenny and Liyue probably view me as a non-human. And they are right, in the sense that I never could connect with humans' artistic expression and their sentiments. So I haven't been able to integrate into their community and be a part of their lives. At least, that's the view I held in the past. Only more recently did I start to realize that the only barriers, the way those melodies make me feel, isn't all that different from other people after all. They're about, even though we come from different backgrounds and have, in that sense...
You go, Ganyu!
Yes, I am. Technically speaking, we should refer to each other by the conventional forms of address used among fellow disciples. But now that I know what constitutes a friendship, I do believe we are more friends than co-disciples.
Thank you, everyone.
Once the days are warmer, I would like to host you at my home in the city. Please invite Kuching as well. I've planted many types of flowers. I'm sure some of them will be to your taste.
You are too kind. I couldn't possibly...
Nonsense. You are my friend. I have cultivated and cared for the flowers just as you taught me. Once you've seen them for yourself, I am sure you can advise me. I will save some for decoration. We can feast.
Then, thank you in advance.
Do people say that?
It doesn't matter, okay? You got the point across. No need to split hairs. Paimon's more concerned about your idea of a girls' night out. Eating flowers? Really? This isn't...
Who dares refer to one not by one's Adeptus title, but merely as that illuminated bird?
Master.
Our greetings, Cloud Retainer.
Ah! There it is! The illuminated bird has landed!
Double humph. Now she has the gall to use it rather than she, even after being chastised once already? Barely a moment has passed since we last met, and yet your impertinence has reached new heights. One has received your message from Ganyu. On the matter of the... Well, shall one lead the way?
I still have to complete my training for today, so I will bid farewell to everyone.
Very well. Await my arrival at one's abode later this night. On this special occasion, you should indulge yourself with some savory dishes.
If you want to release a Shao Lantern, come and...
Thank you, everyone. Happy Lamp...
Is this... Quaily Plains? Cloud Retainer, why did you bring us here?
Ganyu is of course familiar with the name Guizhong, but have you ever heard of her? Guizhong is another name of Agentis, the god of dust. She was extroverted in nature and adored social gatherings and inventions alike. Long ago, this region was yet a prosperous assembly. Guizhong often invited her friends to visit her home, reserving for us seats around the largest stone table. Seagazer would always bring out his latest treasure and place it upon the table. he could be quite the braggart. Though usually a mild-mannered,
Paimon remembers that name. So that's what...
he was an old friend and a former rival. One has many memories of him. Once he had brought out the treasure, it would predictably become the center of attention. Neither Guizhong nor One was content. As Adepti, we were each gifted in our own ways, and naturally proud of our accomplishment. His treasures were not even of his own making. He just used his exploration skills to dig them out of the ground. How, pray tell, could he compare to me?
Cloud Retainer, you are getting competitive again.
One digresses. Regardless, every time an argument occurred, Guizhong would come over to watch us.
What kind of nonsense?
No kind of nonsense were we spared. Sometimes she would brazenly opine, why argue between yourselves when neither of you could ever hope to beat me? Other times, she would make She always sought to make everyone happy. And one must say, she had quite the gift for it. No matter what nonsense she... It also helped that she never referred to one as that illuminated...
Come on, get over yourself!
Anyway, just as our impassioned arguments would reach the ape, who would dare snub the stove god and his wondrous creations? At the sight of him, we would all immediately drop the... Back then, one was always bothered by how the cups Rex Lapis brought were always too square for one's taste. Can you see? Precisely. So, as you can see, even one could never find fault with Marchosius's cooking. As we ate, Guizhong would continue. Each of those old fossils had their character flaws and we would drink together from a spot high in the mountains until the moon set and the sun rose. Streetwood Rambler would often remain to admire the flowers with Guizhong before returning to her own abode. The glazed lily...
Streetward Rambler?
That would be Ping. You probably know her as Madam Ping.
Oh, okay. Or are you saying that it was Guizhong?
Alas, long has one avoided this place for precisely that reason. One should have guessed that you would disrupt one's poignant moment of mourning with your incessant questioning. No matter, one... In times gone by, one quarreled oft with Guizhong concerning mechanical principles. We each had our ideals, and neither would yield. Under the pretext of a social gathering, one invited the impartial Rex Lapis to judge the quality of our creations. But Rex Lapis declared that Guizhong's Obscuro Vulpus mechanism was superior. Though one was too proud to acknowledge it, in one's heart, one knew that Guizhong was indeed the superior talent in the mechanical arts. As for the story between Guizhong and Streetward Rambler, that begins with a certain bell. In Guizhong's opinion, while mechanisms were no substitute for human composers, they were yet capable of producing simple but fine melodies. But Streetward Rambler believed music to be an expression of the soul, an emotional enterprise that could never hope to be replicated by machinery. They argued endlessly, until one asked Rex Lapis to intercede. He confiscated the bell and designated it for ceremonial use. Thereafter, one would often find them convening in the mountains, discussing music, mechanics, and all the affairs of the mortal world. But these good times were not to last. War broke out between the gods, and soon engulfed the Guili plains. Guizhong was overpowered by the enemy, and fell in battle. When Streetwood Rambler and I arrived at the scene at long last, all that remained among the ruins was her lifeless body. After this, at Streetwood Rambler's request, Rex Lapis granted her the cleansing bell for safekeeping. To honor our friend's memory, one made a few finishing touches to her ballistic device. Many lantern rites have passed since then, Many greetings and goodbyes. Upon what do you gaze? The Guili Plains?
No. It's everything. We think of human life as like a lantern that's lit one minute and extinguished the next. But are we Adepti so different? Perhaps as dust settles after a storm, we too must one day return to the world below.
One has always been austere and private by nature, and has never relished socializing. One's dealings with Guizhang were born out of discussion.
What? You have loads of friends, and you seem pretty chatty.
Just because one is not ignorant of social graces does not mean one is fond of them. One is perfectly capable of partaking in conversation, but in the end, one is nothing like Streetward Rambler. She is dauntless but thoughtful, not to mention eloquent and wise. Back when they were rivals, that cleansing bell—
Wait, that's weird. Didn't Madame Ping say she pestered an old and she also said something about being a vain beaut?
Streetward Rambler, a vain— That bell has a sad history. As for her old friend, as soon as Streetward Rambler heard that a certain Zhang Li wished to borrow the bell, she realized that the man was none other than Rex Lapp. After all, we all have known each other for several—
Whoa! So they were talking in secret code? Oh, Paimon did not—
Enough of your intrusions. Where was one up to? The cleansing bell is powered by a mechanical art, and can be used to great effect as an accompanying. But Streetward Rambler did not acquire it from Rex Lapis for the purpose of producing further funerary tunes. The two once clashed over their beliefs about the Once upon a time, Streetward Rambler also loved gatherings, liquor, and music. But after Guizhang passed, she preferred her own music would go from mournful to soothing. Many years passed before she finally composed a melody to her satisfaction. Which brings one back to the matter—
But if she was so happy—
One was also greatly in response, though the strings that play—
Aww.
I just remember being taken care of by— Although I met Guizhang a few times—
Guizhang was— Had you not decided to search for that miss— As of now, do you intend to discuss this with her?
Do you mean Ping might find the topic too distressing?
Precisely. The passing of—
If I may be so—
Oh? How so?
I've been in Leo Harbor for quite a long time now, and I've witnessed many farewells along the way. So I, too, am well acquainted with the pain of the passing of a loved one. But this doesn't bring the city or its people to a standstill. They have to keep moving forward. Someone as perceptive and wise as Ping will surely have come to understand and embrace this. Though these immortal mountains have lost an Adeptus, the harbor of mortals has gained a wise elder. No loss can ever be undone, but there is always much that can still be gained. Ping has helped countless people, and will guide many others in the years to come. And all to whom she extends a helping hand become her friends. People she can admire flowers and discuss music with. Though it is heartbreaking to lose a kindred spirit.
We even asked Madame Ping what she thought about adding a music festival to this year's When we get back, why don't we just ask her if she'd like to perform?
Why don't you come with us? It's been a long time since you last spoke with Ping.
Is not every lantern rite the same in this regard? Were there ever anything new to
I disagree. Each new day and each new year is different from those—
Very well, then one will be off. If the other old fossils have sneaked away into the city to amuse themselves, one shall soon find out.
All right. We should be getting back to the harbor as well. We don't want to keep her waiting. Once the Guili Assembly, now the Guili Plains. say, if we planted flowers that...
Allow one to take back one's praise from a moment prior. You are still...
What? Cloud Retainer?
One observed that you were making no effort to leave, and returned to chasten and hasten you. This...
Whoa! Madam Ping? And Cloud Retainer?
It appears you made haste after all. One arrived but moments before you.
Oh, bless my soul. To what do I owe the...
Miss Illuminated Bird, haven't you said anything yet?
Said what, precisely?
'Cause you're the one who's known Madam Ping.
Street word. Or rather, presumably, you would prefer to be addressed as...
Oh, Cloud Retainer, you are uncommon.
Given that Lantern Rite is almost upon us, the weather in the Gone you? Please...
Huh? So, this all started because we were trying to help Mr. Dvorak find the Adeptus who saved his ancestor's life. Cloud Retainer informed us that the one who played that melody and rescued the
Let me think. What a long time ago that was. Even more astonishing, perhaps, is the fact that this story has survived this long at all. It appears that she has proven herself right once again.
Who's she?
We like to call her Guizhong. From the look in Cloud Retainer's eyes, I sense that she has already...
Albeit reluctant.
After all, Lantern Rite's very purpose is to... Although Guizhong did not live to see the splendid sights of today, she...
So, how has she proven herself right again exactly?
Once upon a time, she said to me that humans were a weak form of life. But as she interacted more and more with them, she marveled at the beautiful complexity of their spirits. She told us that to underestimate human potential with the smallest amount of guidance, and a human who has reached their full...
She always... that her mechanical accomplishments were judged superior to one's own what...
Speaking of mechanics, Cloud Retainer, do you still remember that potted plant mechanism?
Of course. Guizhong and one both put an immense amount of effort into that gift.
As Guizhong once said, it takes every blade of grass, and when I see the sight of Liyue Harbor before us...
Madam Ping looks very emotional right now.
Of all of us, it was Guizhong. If she were still with us, I'm quite sure she would still be trying to best Cloud Ret...
Liyue Harbor is always filled with the sound of music at this time of the year. If she were here, one is certain that she would seek you out.
Oh, yeah! We've been dying to ask. What was the melody that you played back then? Oh, also, with you being such a music expert and all, why don't you...
I can make arrangements right away.
Oh, as much... It's been a long time since I played this zither. And whenever I play that tune, it always reminds me of her. There was a period of time whenever I started strumming, it almost felt like she was back again. sitting right there on the stone stool next to me, chatting away. No matter how much time goes by.
So the past still weighs heavily?
Oh, I would be, but that is not to say that grief doesn't. Despite the sadness, just look at this potted plant. Isn't it stunning?
It takes an honest and open mind to confront and conquer grief. You have indeed made...
Be that as it may, I shall leave the lantern rite stage to the youth of today.
Well, if you're sure.
Granny! Whoa, what's everyone doing here? Did something bad happen?
Ah, and now we've spooked Yanfei. No, everyone's just here to give me their regards for the...
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, in that case, happy Lantern Rite, everyone.
Happy Lantern Rite. I will leave Mr. Dvorak in your capable...
Huh? Does it have to be right now? Which case is this again? Hey, Ganyu!
It seems Ganyu still has much...
What a pity. She has learned nothing of one's ability to carry a conversation.
Since it's been so long, Cloud Retainer, why don't you...
Gladly. This was one's intention as well.
When you next see the Fontaine musician, please give him my regards. I'd like to wish him the very best with the concert.
You got it, Madam.
Thank you all. As for that...
Wow.
When that time comes, wherever her spirit may be...
All right, let's go tell Mr. Dvorak the news.
This is a peaceful neighborhood.
Mr. Dvorak! Ah, and Kuchin's here too! Thanks for helping set all of this up.
Welcome back. Did everything go well?
Really, really well. We found the person Mr. Dvorak was looking for.
I see. So the melody my ancestor heard was an adeptus remembering her late friend? That certainly explains why it was such a powerful and poignant tune.
Huh. That's a really interesting first
I have to say, though, it's hard.
Oh, Paimon knows it, but Streetward Rambler...
Madam Ping possesses vast...
Yep, Kuching summed it up perfectly.
I think... yeah. That can wait until after the concert, though.
Ah, speaking of, Madam Ping wishes you all the best with the music fest. Paimon has a sneak...
Wait. Oh no. Okay. Nope. Another rehearsal is in order. Please excuse me, everyone.
Mr. Dvorak? He's already gone. Before we set off...
Please, share your insights with me.
Well, it can make people... And music is... like...
It sounds like you had an eventful trip.
Wait, does that...
Just as long as everyone enjoys the festival activities, all our efforts are worthwhile. Happy Lantern Rite to you as well.
Whew. That should be everything taken care of, right? Oh, no, wait. Paimon feels like she's forgetting something. What was it? Oh, it feels like it was a while ago. Shoot! Latent... Wait, no. Anyway, fancy bamboo shoots! Jean-Lee said he wasn't in a hurry, so if we went now, there's probably still time, right? Anyway, even if we don't make it... Anyway, let's...
Wow, so lively.
Da 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 da. Da da da. Oh.
All right, let's take a break here.
Oh wow, look who it is! Are you here to hang out with every-
So you're just casually practicing your rapping skills at the entrance to...
After everything we've been through. You don't see me for a hot minute, and you're back to being scared of your own We have all this open space.
Invisible audience?
Gotta say, it took me a few days to get used to.
Xinyan was pretty spooked.
Come on, knock it off.
What's wrong? I've never... There once was a fontaine. With my words, will take the stage by storm with flames.
For sure! The whole dance floor will be yelling encore!
No, don't you worry about that. I'm pretty...
Huh. Guess we'll just have to trust Shin.
Oh, Zhongli. He took one of those fancy meal boxes and set off for the mountains.
It's a real pity that he couldn't be around for this. As well as being a true connoisseur of traditional art forms, he's able to appreciate Xinyan's performances too.
Yeah, that's right. Matter of fact, he was the one who, to tell the truth,
I can speak to...
and jump scares.
Actually, Xinyan, I have some lyric ideas for your part. Do you want to go through them together?
Sure thing.
Oh, Traveler and... When you see Zhongli, please pass on this. You should join us too. It'll be a riot. If there's one thing I've learned from being a funeral director, it's how to throw a party.
Paimon sees them! It's illuminated deer and illuminated bird number 2.
A familiar face. Have you come from Liyue Harbor? How is the...
Everything's great! But you know, if you're so...
In fact, Mooncarver has been taking many walks on Mount Tianheng in recent times. I believe the sights of the city are quite familiar to him.
Zhongli! Here you are! We've brought the bamboo...
Impeccable timing. Traditionally, bamboo shoot soup ought to be slow-cooked for many hours on low heat. Using Adeptus arts to hasten the process is something of a
Wait, that mechanism... Is that...
Indeed. Cloud Retainer kindly lent me her supreme cuisine machine.
Can we not just call it a cooking machine? She seems to take a lot of pride in her mechanical gizmos, so...
I trust that you found the answers you were seeking. Excellent. The past should be remembered, but not overly dwelt upon. Our journey should be seen as a means to... When the bamboo shoot soup is ready, I must insist...
Oh, Zhongli! Huta told us to... She said, it's up to him whether he wants to support us at the performance tonight, but I expect him to make time for the upcoming When she says performance, she must mean the land... As for the banquet, she didn't...
As you can see, I have a prior engagement with 2 Adepti friends of mine tonight. Please, give Director whom... As for the banquet... Since the Director insists, far be it from a mere consultant like myself to refuse.
Yay! Then we'll see you there?
Absolutely.
Rex Lapis, the bamboo shoot soup is ready.
Thank you. I will... The appearance is exquisite, and the aroma rich and intense. The craftsmanship of this machine is commendable indeed. Since you came all this way, you should not leave empty-handed. Please, take some soup. It takes...
I'm honored to be here on the Iridescence Tour stage. All right, without further ado, I'm Xinyan, this is Hintao, and this is a little something called...
The Blaze Lilies!
I'm up here blazing trails through the midnight sky, lighting up the world below. And when the crowds all hear my voice, they'll meet the spirit of rock and roll.
Let's go! Hey, you butterfly, you two buzzing by, guiding your way to the afterlife, opening the path without a fright. Oh, I'll light the fire, watch it blaze across the universe. I'll spit my rhymes, watch your step, or you'll get burned. Hey, woo!
Yeah!
Does anyone have any plans tomorrow? With another year behind us, I think we deserve a celebration of our own. My treat. Interested?
The Tianquan footing the bill? I can't miss out on that.
Master, listen!
May the year ahead be a blessed one.
I believe it shall be.
Master, the Xiao Lanterns,
Ha! Elementary. One shall fashion for you a Xiao lantern the likes of which the world has never seen. And you must take it to Liyue Harbor to display its magnificence for all.
Listen! That must be Madame Ping!
Wow, so lively. This is how a festival should be.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are the...